You can haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Grab a seat, pour yourselves some whiskey neat. It's time to judge the shit out of these future releases by the movie trailers. We're trailer hits. This movie might totally suck, but the whiskey sure is going down fine. Yeah, we're trailer hits.
It is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the final trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker.
I'm so giddy, I'm speechless. Like, it's hard for me to get words out.
Dude, I don't blame you. There's a lot to dissect.
I'm very overwhelmed. Yeah.
That said, It's a good thing you're speechless because you unfortunately won't be able to talk. Well, it's because last episode, remember, we made a pact. We weren't going to talk about Star Wars for 2 episodes at least, or until the trailer came out.
Nor did we.
You did record that little bit of audio talking about how you were excited for this trailer.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
I put it as a post-credit scene in the last episode.
Oh, you edited the last episode.
I did, yes.
So you heard that.
I did, yeah. I heard all of it. Okay. I recorded a little message after that saying that there were going to be punitive measures on this. And that is, you're here, but now I just get to talk about Star Wars, okay? So you just have to listen to me talk about Star Wars, hear my extensive knowledge.
Do I have to sit here and take it?
Yes, you do.
Even
though it's your apartment, you're not allowed to leave this living room,
All right,
sir.
okay.
So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about Star Wars Episode 9. Now, forgive me, folks. I don't know a lot about Star Wars. The guy who does, unfortunately, isn't able to talk, but that is his own fault. So, I'm just going to come on in. We're going to go, right? So, we start off with a helmet flying onto the ground, which I think is really cool because it's kind of like what Finn did with his helmet at the beginning of... what was 7 called? Oh my god, I'm blanking. This is really... No, you can't say anything. You know what? It doesn't matter what Star Wars Episode 7 is called.
It matters, though.
It should. And so, we have Daisy Ridley running, and we see her jump, and then all of a sudden we match cut to her on a different planet. I'm not sure what this planet is, so we're just going to call it Star Warsville. So she's on Star Warsville. But don't worry, this isn't just Daisy Ridley hour. We also have Llewellyn Davis. He is flying through space. We have Llewellyn Davis trying to protect the galaxy with 60s songwriting, and he's mourning his friend. It's really complicated, but beautiful. All right, next we have John Boyega. Now, clearly, Star Wars, lots of aliens around. He's going to have to protect the block, right? That's what his character did in the last movie. That's what he's doing in this movie. We also have Carrie Russell. Carrie Russell is in this movie, folks. Now, she is wearing a helmet. So my fan theory is she's the same character from The Americans. She's a Russian spy.
No.
And she... Wait, what?
No.
James?
No, enough. I'm sorry, we can't do this anymore. I was all for it. I thought it would be funny to just listen to you stumble through this, but no. We're both talking about Star Wars, and it's the final trailer. This is all we get. So we're going to both talk about it, okay?
Well, first of all, I'm glad it wasn't funny because that was an earnest effort. And second of
son of a bitch.
Second of all, fair enough. You sat through that long enough, and that's roughly the amount of time I listened to you talk about the Star Wars trailer in post. All right, fair's fair. So, you want to talk about Star Wars, sir?
Let's freaking talk about Star Wars.
All right.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together. Is your undoing.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir.
as my friends.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. The Force will be with you.
Always.
Just first impressions, we're not going to really go into a synopsis here because there really isn't that much to dive into story-wise, which is something that...
Broad strokes.
It's
broad
definitely
strokes,
broad
I'd say,
strokes,
yeah.
which is something that you and I were talking about was a hope for this trailer. We didn't want it to give too much
Coming
away.
off the bat of the last teaser, which was, if you remember, the D23 special look, we talked about how I only want teasers like that. Mm-hmm. Just give me that kind of vague stuff going forward. Maybe one more. Here we are with one more. It's the final one. They're saying it. So this is it. This is all we're getting. And I'm just ecstatic to see that they are following suit with, they're following through with what they started. And they're keeping things close to the vest. And they're just like really wanting things to be exciting and surprising for people when they sit in the theater. They already know people are coming in droves to see it. Let's just give them the best experience possible and not ruin anything along the ride, but still get them excited. And boy, did this get me excited, Kevin? Did it? Did it? Did it?
Well, you were told not to talk and then you started talking. Yes, you were very excited.
I got very excited,
yeah.
Kevin. Okay.
You got super excited
So
about this.
Marketing in general, it's completely following suit. So that's very... I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, man, I do too. What my major takeaways from this trailer, not just from like broad strokes, a general sense, is just excitement. And the trailer is so giddy at just being able to say, this is it, guys, this is 9. And you see that come through with the characters, that sweeping camera shot as Finn, not the guy from Attack the Block. I mean, the actor is, but So Finn cheering.
I knew you were doing a bit, you son of a bitch.
We got the sweeping camera movement, and we also have Lando laughing right after that too.
Oh yeah.
We get these really impressive shots of characters charging into battle on horses.
Holy crap.
But it's the Star Wars universe, so they're probably going to be called
they're not horses.
Stompers or something.
Sure. They were called Fathiers in The Last Jedi, those the horses in the races. But yeah, it's like the trailer had so many moments that just made you like grab your head and go, whoa, what was that I just saw?
Yeah.
And that was one of the best ones, was just them riding on these like alien horseback on the top of like a spaceship. It just like these two things don't look like they should go together, but it looked so beautiful and so epic and cool.
The imagery
and
is
interesting.
so striking in this trailer. Now, JJ Abrams is directing this.
He is.
And JJ Abrams is known to deliver an incredibly entertaining movie. He's not the top director I think of when I think striking imagery. His movies tend to look pretty good, and he became aware of the lens flare meme about himself and started to tone it back a bit.
Big time, yeah.
And watching
really
this trailer...
scaled it back.
Yes, really scaled it back.
Just in time, I would say.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and with this trailer, it's like, god damn, he has grown so much as a director. The shot where Kylo Ren comes out from the waterfall, and you get it's really the image of the lightsaber.
The lightsabers first. Yeah.
And then he comes through. It is so striking, and how that matches with the VO in this trailer of Daisy Ridley saying, nobody knows who I really am. And then you see that red lightsaber, and you get that hit, I do, it's Kylo fucking Ren. Was so engaging as a viewer. And I think another really big thing I'd like to touch on is the Star Wars movies have really been harped on, this newer saga, for kind of feeling like nostalgia bait. How
Oh, for sure.
The Force Awakens is very similar to A New Hope, and there are even some similarities between The Last Jedi and Empire. What's got me excited about this trailer is this really does feel rooted in this saga specifically. And sure, we do have Carrie Fisher in this. We do have C-3PO.
You got Luke Skywalker's voiceover.
You got Luke Skywalker's
you have
voiceover.
Darth Sidious's voiceover.
Yeah, we have a pretty decent amount of recurring characters.
There's plenty of stuff to remind you that this is a sequel to those other movies.
But beginning and ending with Rey made it really clear that this film is going to be her journey.
Oh, it did begin and end with her.
Yep.
Yeah, that was nice.
It
really bookended it.
Really does bookend it, and it makes it clear that it's her journey. While also we have C-3PO, an old guard character, looking at our newer people and saying, I'm just taking one last look at my friends. And that moment for me is really touching, just from the broader strokes of what that character means to me, C-3PO,
and just
what the implications of last look means. Has me a bit terrified.
Like, I wanted to say what Poe Dameron said. What are you doing, 3PO? Where are you going? That this is your last look at your good friends. But I don't want to hear the answer to that.
He's just gonna take a quick vacation, and by the time it all squares away, you guys will be back off home, and everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm just telling myself everything's fine.
That's what that tiny alien was doing in the back of his head, was like programming him to think he's on vacation. Sure.
But C-3PO looking at the new guard, these new characters, and saying,
considering
my
them friends. Oh, you're right.
Does finally mesh these two worlds together, like the newer saga and the classic saga, in a way where I can look at this and say, okay, I do feel like this is finally starting to treat these characters as their own set of characters that's being acknowledged by the old guard too, and now they're kind of coming together, and that really
not even the old guard, but they're like the overseers of like the whole saga.
Because they're the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of the series.
Yeah, they have been there from the beginning. And granted, the original trilogy had them feel more like friends to our heroes, whereas the prequels, love or hate them, which, I love them, and that's a whole other tangent that we can talk about some other time. But 3PO and R2 didn't really feel like friends to everyone. Yeah. But in the original trilogy, he was very much a friend to Luke Skywalker. He was like arguably his first friend that we get to know.
And I just mean this, it's not even specifically C-3PO. It's the trailer telling me, like, this is all coming together now. And something we talked about with the D23 spot is it felt really cool to see all of the New Guard characters, Finn and Rey and Poe, coming together and acting as a cohesive unit. Yeah. And we do get them separately on their own journeys, but we do get them together too. Yeah, and that's really what I'm hoping for and wanting out of the new movie.
I honestly believe there's going to be a good chunk of this movie where the three of them are on an adventure together. But like you just said, this trailer makes it very clear Rey will be also on an adventure where it's like just her versus / with ? Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Which we'll unpack that in a second. But that's good. That's good. I don't think they need to be together the entire length of the movie. I think that might handcuff it a little bit. Yeah. So it's good to see that there's going to be some adventures where they're all together.
Looking at Rey like, what do you mean you've seen him without a shirt? Etc., etc.
I think you know what I mean.
I would take a scene where it's like the boat scene in Jaws where they're all drinking and like telling each other war stories. Yeah. Where each one of them is going around the table and just catching each other up. And Rey, with 2 fingers on her forehead, says, I saw Luke Skywalker drink milk out of a monster's teeth. And everyone's like, that's worse. That's worse than anything I have been through.
I think we want to be done with this game now. So yeah, I think that's a really good balance. And I think that's important for this finale. But let's talk about a little bit the Kylo Ren and Rey dynamic. It's a dynamic that has been very fascinating to watch since Force Awakens. You know, they're clearly at odds in Force Awakens. They are evil represented and good represented, and they clash.
But what makes it interesting is Rey still having hope for Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren questioning that part of himself to wonder, should I listen to good? Like, am I truly an evil person?
Oh my god, totally. And that is what The Last Jedi masterfully explored.
Yeah.
And that was so fascinating to watch that aspect of their relationship in The Last Jedi.
And what's cool about this trailer is we get that dynamic
right?
really well here with the line, you know, no one knows who I really am. I do.
I do. And you know he's telling the truth. He knows her.
Yeah.
And so this trailer is fascinating because we see them fighting, we see them dueling, but we also see a glimpse of them maybe working together.
Yeah, they cut down a statue.
It was like some sort of statue, they burst it into dust, but they did it together.
Yeah.
And it was framed beautifully. Again, talking about the imagery of this trailer, it looked gorgeous. But I couldn't help but notice that's the only time we see Kylo Ren in his mask.
Yeah.
And so I just find it absolutely fascinating that when we see his mask off, they're at odds. But when we see his mask on, they're like working together.
That's a really interesting.
I'm just fascinated by it. I have no theory or answer to it, but it's just an observation. And
I appreciate you saying that because I think that is incredibly thoughtful. I think that is insinuating, as far as the trailer is concerned, Kylo Ren is evil. When he has the mask on, okay, yes, I can be friendly with you and we can work together. But once that mask comes off, at his core, he is always going to be at odds with Rey. That's a really thoughtful thing to say, dude, because the only note that I had about that was good and evil is coming together for the purpose of feng shui. I really didn't have anything too insightful to say other than, looked neat.
Yeah, it did look neat, though.
Sure
and like you said, good and evil coming together. We get some voiceover of Darth Sidious, you know, Emperor Palpatine, talking about these things have finally come together, and that will be your downfall, or something along those lines. And I thought that was really interesting because it's like, who is he talking about? Is he talking about Kylo and Rey? Or is he just talking about, in the grand scheme of things, like this new guard meeting the old guard with Luke, Han, and Leia, Rey, Poe, and Finn type of thing? I don't know. It's very interesting. Or could it be a completely other aspect that isn't even presented in these trailers? Very possible, because I have theories, but no one has written in to ask me what my theories are, therefore they will remain theories only for me.
He is bursting at the seams. Someone please write in and ask about James's theories.
Look, all I'm saying is this trailer went out of its way to not show us a quote-unquote dark Rey with a double-bladed red lightsaber.
Yes, that does make me feel like that's not something they're legitimately committing to, but we talked about with the D23 spot.
Totally.
With what Rey means to young girls, there's no way.
No, they won't do that.
They'll heel turn her. But
again, I have theories, but we'll keep that alone.
All right. Unless you write in at trailercoachmailbox@gmail.com. Yeah, otherwise, what else gets revealed in this? We do get the Emperor's VO within this. It comes with the shot of an empty throne, going in to show that the greatest force of evil within the universe right now is a chair. And it doesn't have cushions. That's how you know it's evil.
No, it's stone. It looks very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable, right?
Yeah. Some really just gorgeous, again, going back to the gorgeous imagery, but seeing new stuff like a new planet, like new planets, plural.
Yeah.
There's like this ice island that like countless TIE fighters are going towards, but the shot is like the TIE fighters are coming like over your head towards going away.
Yes.
It's just like a gorgeous camera shot. And obviously this whole everything is
JJ Abrams is so outdoing himself.
It's great, but you know, it's like obviously all of this is CGI. So there is no camera. There is no like setting it up and angling things and, you know, lighting it. It's all done in computers. but it doesn't mean it can't be masterful and artful.
Sure.
And I think he's going above and beyond.
Yeah, I really love the beginning too, by the way. I do really love
Oh my God.
Rey running through and that match cut when she jumps.
Well, she's
is
like
so fucking
she's in
good.
a forest. She's in a forest planet.
Yeah.
And then she jumps, and then all of a sudden she's not. She's definitely somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
well, what I liked about that match cut is the new planet she's on reminded me so much of the very first time we saw Rey in a trailer, where she was a scavenger going through the broken ship.
Was that a ship in this trailer too? It looked like it. It did look like it.
Listen,
I couldn't tell you.
I really don't know much about Star Wars, so I'm not very confident in shit.
Guys,
but-
be a little easier on yourself. We are recording this like immediately after the trailer came out. So
First impressions, baby.
yeah, first impressions. So that's okay if we get some things wrong. But you're right. No, you're right. It looks like when she jumps, she's on a forest planet, and then when she lands, it's a perfect match cut. It's almost like she's in a ship. And it reminds me of her on Jakku.
Yeah.
Like scavenging the Star Destroyer. Totally.
And that's something else that I really like about this trailer, because it felt like that very first Force Awakens trailer. Like, I love that thing.
Yeah.
That's so well done. And then it felt like for the longest time, the trailers for the rest of these movies were just trying to catch that high again.
I think that's a good comparison.
And what's got me excited about this trailer is this is doing its own thing, one, and two, it feels like it's continuing the story in some ways, and continuing the stories from the trailer too. The last time we saw her jumping around on a ship, she was just a scavenger who had no idea who her parents were, and now she's still. There's a lot of
They're
theories.
probably just filthy drunk traders, like Kylo Ren said.
As far as we know, her parents are no one. So it's like she has a better understanding, not necessarily of where she came from, but who she is and what she is capable of doing.
Even though she says, no one knows who I am. Well, I guess she's saying that to other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she knows who she is.
Yes.
Whether or not she has all the answers of her past is irrelevant. She knows who she is now. Mm-hmm. And that's all that matters, the present. That is the most Jedi thing she could have learned, is to focus on the present. Don't worry about the past, and don't dwell too much on the possible futures.
Yeah.
Like, it will be maddening for you. Just focus on the present. And I think Rey has embraced that.
Yeah. And that's the best way I can put this trailer. It is embracing the present. It is now embracing where the story has come to at this point. It's embracing these new characters, not as the new characters anymore, as characters. And not just how they coincide with the old guard, or how they're kind of similar, or how are they related to the characters that we know and love. This is their story now.
Yeah.
And from what is being presented to me, I'm so excited to see how it concludes.
Yeah, they're really taking it by the reins.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see how they take it down, and really stick the landing on it, hopefully. The music throughout was beautiful.
Yes.
It didn't feel overly nostalgic where it was just tugging on my heartstrings. It also felt new, even though it was hitting on those nostalgic themes that I'm super familiar with. It still felt new and fresh. It's just it's just fascinating. And then that last shot, was it's a close-up of Rey, her lightsaber's ignited, her eyes are illuminated, and we get the voiceover of Luke saying, "The Force will be with you," and you think he's gonna finish it, but they just pull the rug out from under you, and Leia finishes the line with "always."
Yeah.
And then Rey sort of has just a twinge of a smile at the end there.
Yeah, it's
so
she's
good.
always had determination, but now she has the confidence with the determination.
Yeah. No matter what she has to face ahead of her. So that's the trailer in the nutshell, guys. And then it ends with, the logo, the title, and also tickets are on sale now. Hey, Kevin, we got tickets.
We do,
We're
yes.
going to see this bad boy. I got a few tickets. It is October 21st.
Yep.
And I already have my first 4 screenings of The Rise of Skywalker planned.
Are any of them the same day? Like, are you seeing the movie like twice in one day, 3 times?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a conclusion that I'm really looking forward to, it being a conclusion.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that obviously every new Star Wars movie that's come out, even though I don't have the intense connection to the series that you have, I have been excited for each movie to come out.
I've seen that in you.
And
like every time we talk about it, I feel like you get a little bit more excited every time.
Yeah.
Which is just the best for me. I just wanted to say.
Now, with The Last Jedi, pretty much all of the marketing for that, I was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, this does feel like it's really hitting the same beats as the Force Awakens trailers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
this
You
is-
compared it, like, beat for beat
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I sure did. But this is the first trailer I have seen from Star Wars in a long time where now the content that I'm being shown from the trailer is making me more hyped.
Yeah.
And that's a great feeling to have. So yes, absolutely for me, this is a need to see.
I know.
Ah, God damn it! It's too good.
Cheers. It's a need to see for me as well, by the way. Which,
Of course.
which our listeners can all go with. I know. But yeah, I could talk about this all day.
Well, I think a way to keep us talking about it all day is if people reach out to us. And you can do that
It's
at
a thing.
trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com. What
Yeah.
do you think of the trailer? Are you just as hyped for this as we are? What do you think of the chair that's evil? What do you think of Rey in this trailer? Give us all of your thoughts. If you'd like us to read it on the show, we are more than happy to do so. Otherwise, if you just want to keep the correspondence between you and I, we can be secret pen pals. I, like Kylo Ren, will pop my shirt off when I correspond with you, if you'd like. I'm not comfortable with it, but I guess I'll do it, damn it.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do to get people writing in. Otherwise, if you want to hit us up on Facebook, on Twitter at Trailer Hitch Pod, on Instagram at Trailer Hitch Podcast. Otherwise, if you want to continue listening to the show, because we do talk about other trailers. We just dropped a
Absolutely.
very long episode.
It was long, but it was really fun, you guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
One of our last episode is probably one of my favorites that we've done. So
You can hear us talk about Jungle Cruise and Bombshell, but we also talk at length about Joker. You can get all of those thoughts by hearing us on YouTube. Just search for us on YouTube, Trailer Hitch Podcast. You can also leave a comment there if you want to reach us that way.
yeah, just look for our beautiful cartoony faces.
Damn straight. Otherwise, you can listen to us on Stitcher. You can find us on iTunes, as long as iTunes is going to be a thing for, I have no idea if they've already split off into Apple Podcasts or
Question
not.
mark length of time. Yep.
Exactly, but as far as I know, even with Apple Podcasts, you'll still be able to rate and subscribe and leave reviews.
Yeah.
We would sincerely appreciate all of those things. Otherwise, we would like to thank Danny Schmitz from Lost in a Name for the amazing intro song that you hear at the top of each episode. We would like to thank Rachel Ashley for the amazing cover art that you see on all of her various social media platforms. You can find her work at Mighty Creations on Instagram. We would also like to thank Jenny Hawks, our intrepid social media and bad movie correspondent, for her hard work week in and week out. And we would also like to thank Casey Clowers for the amazing outro, which you will hear momentarily, unless James has something to add.
I do.
Yes.
We forgot to talk about Rose Tico in the trailer
Oh, God!
and how I'm glad that she wasn't completely left out of the marketing.
I am
But here,
too.
look at me being
Almost
part of the problem.
Oh, you know what? I will say, just because we did obviously shower this trailer with praise, I did have one note.
Yes.
Where's General Hux?
Where's General Hux?
You completely omitted
Right?
the Hux.
I can only imagine that he probably gets killed off instantaneously.
Right away. Right away.
But Rose
does
will not.
another-
Rose will live on.
Poe does another your mother joke, and then Hux just gets blown up. All right. That's our theory. That's our theory. Write in for your theory about where Hux is at.
Yeah. You know what? Save that for the finale of The Rise of Skywalker. That's the way to go out, is just kill Hux.
What if Hux turns out to be the big bad all along? It's not the Emperor. Hux has just been the Emperor. in
Just a
disguise
weaselly
this whole time.
ginger guy. You never saw him coming, man.
Those fucking Gleasons, man. You can't trust them. All right. May the force be with you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
You can't mount holy sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch.